Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh, welcome to a new stream. Finally, it's been like I think about a month since my last one. Just seeing that this one is it's still not M for mature or anything, but it's a little more intense than Overwatch. It's got like alien blood sometimes. But it's not like it's not anything gory. You can't really do anything gory in this game. This is Destiny 2. Um, so yeah, this is unlike Overwatch. It's not like it's actually got like story modes and stuff. Oh, hello, whoever's watching right now. Yeah, this has got like a story mode and stuff like that. Multiple story modes actually. It's a lot more, I guess, open than Overwatch. I'm gonna turn down some of these, Let's actually make everything 7. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, yeah, I will explain everything pretty basically for the main game modes here. Everything else are like planets you can explore and stuff. So Legends is like old stuff from Destiny 1. They haven't done anything except for the Vault of Glass and the Prophecy Dungeon. That's it so far, but they add to Legends like every once in a while. So really it's just the Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard. Crucible is player versus player. Vanguard is like little adventures you can go on where you fight enemies. And Gambit is kind of a mix of player versus player and player versus enemy. Anyway, I'm gonna do Vanguard. I'm not gonna do Nightfall. Nightfall's like the more difficult version of regular Vanguard adventures, but I've been doing Nightfall for a good amount of time today, and the problem is, so there's like a weekly reset, like in Overwatch. It resets so you can get new treasure and stuff. And the thing about Nightfall is, it's one quest a week. Like, well, I mean, you can do the quest over and over, but with Vanguard, you're gonna get like a different quest every time. Like they have like, let's say 20 pre-made adventures. I think it's more than 20, but let's just say it's 20, right? For the weekly reset, they cycle through like one of the 20 for Nightfall. So to keep it more interesting, I'm just gonna do like the default quests just to, yeah, show you what the regular adventures are about. It's essentially go from point A to point B, fighting enemies, and then like there's a monster at the end. Oh, well, like a big boss. Okay, interestingly enough, this exact quest I'm doing right now, this is the one that Nightfall is. I mean, it's a coincidence, of course, but I just find it kind of funny. So there are a lot of different races of aliens, and I guess I'll like try to explain along the way. So these shadowy, glowy guys are called the Taken. They're sort of like, how to explain? They've been magically, well, taken over, pun not intended. But I mean, that's pretty much why they're called the Taken. Their minds have been taken. So they can actually be any race of aliens. Like the Taken we're seeing here are a bunch of different races of aliens, but they're now kind of all gathered under one team. And the Taken are commanded by a race called the Hive. They're like these bug-type alien creatures. And yeah, they're like the bosses of the Taken. And yeah, as I go on, I will try to introduce as much lore as I can. So the guys we're playing as, for instance, they're called the Guardians. They're the good guys, protectors of the people type thing. And they all have magic. There are 3 different classes. There's Warlocks, which really are just like the wizards, they're the most magic oriented. There's the Titans, which like are essentially the Halo Spartans. And then there's what I'm playing as the Hunters. That's my favorite class. They're the closest to, if you like Firefly, Space Cowboy type characters, yeah, the hunters are going to be what you want to go for. So these are all like people who have been, all the Guardians are people who have been brought back to life by the power of the light, and it's the good magic energy. It's the Force from Star Wars is a way to explain it. It works in different ways than the Force, but yeah, it's essentially the Force. So yeah, you've all been brought back. The light has like chosen you, and you fight aliens to protect people. So yeah, this Taken guy, that big guy with the shield, I'll try to explain. Oh yeah, that little guy glowing where I was, that's a ghost. They help bring your Guardian back to life every time they're killed. So unlike a game where it's just you respawn, no explanation needed, this is, yes, your character actually died, and they're going to be brought back to life. Anyway, let me try to explain more lore as I can go along. That's just ammo. These guys, you see that guy right there. Oh, he just got killed. You didn't get a good look at him. Alright. Once we get a better view... No! Okay, cool, we didn't get a good view. We were close, but we didn't get to see him for long. Oh, also those 3 orange things on the bottom, that's like my abilities. There's essentially your grenade, your melee, and the third one, which depends on kind of your class. Hunters have a dodge, warlocks have like this charge up yourself and allies, and titans have a shield. Okay, so these guys are the Hive. You notice they got kind of the bug armor sort of thing, or to use the official fancy word, chitin. Yeah, that's the exoskeleton of a bug. So yeah, that's the Hive. So that's like the main enemy we're dealing with in this specific. They're called strikes, so the little stories you do with other players to fight enemies. Yeah. So yeah, these guys are the Hive, and every enemy really has their own like style. And so, like, this is also Taken. You can be Taken and Hive at the same time, or you can be another alien and Taken at the same time, you know. Yeah, all the alien races kind of have their own style, so you'll definitely get used to their look. And all of them have names. These little guys running at me are the Thrall. They're the, like, 1 HP ones, but they can do a lot of damage, and they all run at you at once. That guy's an Ogre. Those are the big bads. I mean, they don't have a particular high rank in Hive society, but they have a lot of HP. All they really do is slam at you with their fists and shoot a laser from their eye and have a lot of HP. That guy's an Acolyte. They don't have too much HP. They're like they're slightly tougher than the Thrall, and they can shoot at you. Then above Acolytes are Knights. Those are the big guys with not that big guy with the shield, but not all Knights have shield. But they have shields and swords. Yeah, the Knights can be tough. But the good thing about dealing with Knights is their shields can actually be broken. Although I don't usually recommend actually shooting at the shield till it breaks, because honestly you can just keep headshotting them and they're not very good at protecting their faces. Because their shield isn't quite tall enough. Also, usually Hive don't really have guns. They just, like, sort of shoot at lasers with their hands or eyes or something. So that's a good way to kind of tell, oh, this is Hive, other than their bug-like appearance. And Hive, they have, like, royalty that leads them. The original leader of the Hive was Oryx, the Taken King, but he was killed in Destiny 1. So he has 2 sisters, Savathun and the other one, whose name I can't remember. Savathun was just killed in the newest Destiny 2 DLC, where you had to deal with her because she's pretty powerful. But yeah, the third sister's still alive, and she's probably gonna turn up to do something important soon in the Destiny lore. So this place we're in now is like the Awoken world. There are three races of characters you can play as: humans, Exo, which are just androids, and the Awoken, which is like the humans essentially went to this other dimension and like transformed. They have blue skin and white hair, and that's pretty much it. And they're called Awoken. And they have like their own area they hang out in. So this place we're in right now, yeah, there's like an Awoken hangout that I think has been taken over by Hive. So like an ex-Awoken hangout, I guess. You notice everything's been destroyed. Yeah, that's what the Hive does. So, by the way, if you see any other alien race that's taken, they've been, like, forcibly, like, they didn't volunteer for this. If it's Hive taken, that's actually sort of considered an honor among the Hive. Like, oh, you're so good, you get to be a Taken. You're like the elite corps. Yeah. Oh, and, yeah, the Awoken, the characters you can play as, they have a queen, although I think she's dead, but, like, I think there's some theory about her not being dead, or they might bring her back, or something like that. Yeah, actually, I think she is back. Yeah, her name's Marasov. I'm pretty sure she's back, though. But I will... I don't catch up on Destiny lore too much, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Marasov is back. Her brother, she has a brother, and I can't remember his name, but he was the primary villain in the Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC. And then you killed him at the end of the DLC, and then a ghost, the things that resurrect Guardians. The ghosts not only resurrect Guardians, they are the ones that, like, choose them in the first place. So, yeah, Ghost chose Marasov's brother and brought him back to life. And the thing is, when ghosts choose you and bring you back to life, you don't have any memory of who you were. You only have the memory of, like, being a Guardian now. So yeah, he doesn't remember being a villain at all. So now he's actually one of the protagonists of the series. Oh, so an interesting thing about this lady we're fighting is she's, like, not completely lost. She's actually an Awoken person that was taken. And the whole part of this fight is essentially not killing her, but powering her down enough that we can, like, restore her. It's a pretty cool fight. Yep, here's more, Oh, yeah, so there's a knight. There's a knight that's Hive. But these little guys shooting at you called Scions, they are not actually, Hive. They're Cabal. Scions are a Cabal. Cabal guys are these. Well, usually they're really big. Those guys are tiny, but usually Cabal are like these big soldiers, and they wear a lot of armor and stuff. I'd sort of compare them to the Space Marines from Warhammer 40k, because they're really big and they got the bulky armor and everything. Heck, now that I think of it, the guns kind of look similar. The ones they wield. Oh, the big guy with the shield that you saw earlier, not the knights with the shield, but the other guy with the shield. That's also a Cabal guy. That's the average Cabal guy, actually. Not necessarily having shields, but like them being really big. Yeah, the Scions are just Cabal, but tiny. yeah, we still got to deal with it. This is like the last area of the boss fight. Interestingly enough, not too many boss fights, move through different areas. This one's pretty unique. Usually you just kind of stay in one room. Yeah, but this one is like, nah, let's go through a bunch of portals and stuff. Oh yeah, also the yellow bar right above the orange things. The yellow bar is your ultimate, because you do get an ultimate. An ultimate that is a tad more forgiving than Overwatch. Because a few times in my Overwatch videos I've made jokes about the fact that that ultimates are not forgiving at all. Like if you press the button and then get killed, well, too bad. No. This one is a more, like, if you get immediately killed upon activating your ultimate, Destiny will kind of be like, okay, you know what, that didn't count. Okay, that guy with the cape, that is a Fallen. Their actual alien race is called Eliksni, but yeah, they're called the Fallen. A way to recognize them is they've got multiple arms, and while the Cabal wear armor, it's way more like they have guns like the Cabal, is what I was starting with. But while the Cabal have they have like military armor and military high-tech guns and stuff like that, you know. But the Fallen / Eliksni, their stuff looks a lot more Mad Max-esque. Like they just took whatever pieces they had and put them together into guns, which actually makes sense lore-wise, because the reason they're called the Fallen is okay, it's the light, the really good light energy. That comes from a thing called the Traveler. It's this planet-sized thing that just emits the light and gives it and stuff. So the Traveler goes from planet to planet, kind of like giving people light energy, and also kind of just making their planet a utopia, because it terraforms and stuff like that. Well, you can actually see the Traveler right there in the center of the screen. So the Traveler had gone to previous planets and stuff, and one planet it had gone to was the Eliksni's home planet. And then it left. Because the darkness, that's the evil force, that's like anti-Traveler. The darkness was going after the planets, and the Traveler kept running to the next planet. And so after the darkness is going for the Eliksni, and they're like, hey, Traveler, you're gonna stay, right? And the Traveler's like, no, I'm booking it. And so they left the Eliksni's home planet and kind of left him to die. And so that's kind of why that the Eliksni are kind of mad, and that's why they don't like humans, because they're like, we want our Traveler back. So yeah, since this is going to be a different strike that I'm doing now, you know, because it randomizes, I might actually be able to explain other aliens than just the Taken and the Hive. And, well, I mean, you clearly saw the Taken and the Hive, but you didn't clearly see the Fallen / Eliksni or the Cabal. You didn't get a good look at them because they were all really, like, taken. Alright, which one is this? Well, we got the Cabal here. That orange thing is like there. Yep.
It's possible they're already engaged with the Hive, so expect a little chaos.
There's a Fallen guy. You notice this whole like Mad Max kind of look. That thing, the Shank, the floating robot. That's a robot created by the Hive. I'm not the Hive, the Fallen. So yeah, you notice the big military base already. That's definitely a Cabal thing. So you notice the Crow was talking to us. That's that's one of our good guys. That was the prince that I previously talked about that got resurrected. Yeah, He's called the Crow because, you know, when he became a villain, got kind of a bad reputation. So even though he's resurrected and, you know, doesn't remember anything, they're like, how about you don't tell anybody that you're the Prince guy? Okay, so now we got the Cabal. You notice, for any of you that actually, like, know about Warhammer 40k and stuff, you can kind of see the comparisons I'm making. The big hulking guys, the big armor, you know. These are one of my favorite, like, designed races. I think they look cool. Yeah, the Legionary's your standard guy here. Shoot off his helmet, and you got a 1... Yeah. That was the kind of alien blood I was making a comparison to, but don't worry, he still has his head. So, that's pretty much the most violent you'll ever get will be a Cabal's helmet falling off. So, yeah, the Legionary is sort of the basic guy. There's the Scions I was talking about. Those big dogs they have are essentially like the equivalent of the Thrall. There's a bunch of them, but they don't have a lot of HP. Those hunting dogs didn't actually appear in the first game, interestingly enough. They're a new thing. Well, I mean, Destiny 2 is a few years old, but new is in, like, yeah. When I was initially playing Destiny 2, I was like, whoa, new enemy, you know. This is one of those games I wish I could play for the first time again, because the excitement level I had was, yeah. Oh man, I almost sneezed. Oh yeah, so some of you are probably wondering, hey, why have you been gone for a month? Well, I do have a job. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but yeah, I like making these videos. I really like making these videos. I just gotta find the time, you know? And I can't always find the time. I am going to see kind of the reception of the Destiny 2 vid. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you like Destiny 2 or Overwatch better?
Brought some serious weaponry with them. They must really hate the Hive.
I really like both these games personally, but I have a bit more history with Destiny. I think Destiny is one of my favorite games ever. I really, really like Destiny. Okay, so now you can see the bug stuff. We're dealing with the Hive. So. I might redo a story mode eventually if you really want to see like what's going on, but yeah. But there are story modes I actually haven't completed in Destiny 2, so I might do those storylines and complete them and stuff. I really like the multiplayer stuff. Oh yeah, the other multiplayer thing I didn't tell you about was raids. Raids are kind of like this, with team up with other players and get from point A to point B to defeat the big boss at the end and then get the treasure. But raids are way longer. You notice I get these done like maybe 20 minutes, you know. But raids can be hours long. And unlike the 3 players we have here, it's 6 players. And other than just get from point A to point B, well, obviously there are more powerful enemies and more powerful bosses, but there's also puzzles to solve. And, like, certain ways you might have to defeat the bosses, stuff like that. Uh-oh. So if you see a ghost trying to unlock a thing here, it's definitely a hold off the enemy's time. Well, that was a weird glitch. Thrall just decided he didn't have permission to die. Oh yeah, so Scion guys, they're usually just snipers. Sometimes they'll have an especially tough one that like isn't a sniper for whatever reason, but yeah. Scions are also new. Yeah, they're new. Well, I mean, new as in they were introduced in Destiny 2. I actually said pretty sure they're new. Now I'm like, huh, should I play Destiny 1 again? That's a wizard, they're Hive. You didn't see them in the last one, but yeah, they got these floating guys called wizards. They shoot magical pellets, I don't know. Fireballs, I guess. Uh-oh, they got an ogre. Alright, now you get to see my ult, because I didn't use it last time. Yeah, it's just like a revolver, that's it. But it's a flame one. Sorry about that. That was just a reminder thing. It was really loud. Alright. So since this is sort of like an introductory stream thing, I'll probably make this one sort of short. How much are we working on now? Yeah, 25 minutes so far. So I think I might finish up the strike, then do, you know, my little typical outro style thing, and then maybe, yeah. Me trying to figure out where to go. Oh, okay, we go around like this. Shriekers, those are also high. Yeah, these are so yeah, one thing you might not see on stream, for example, I was talking about raids earlier, you know, so one thing you might not see me do if I were to stream Destiny 2 is raids, because it's, as much as I'd love to, well, first of all, it's not a matchmaking thing. You gotta find a group of friends to do it and everything, so I gotta get that, and I gotta get it scheduled, since I gotta schedule it around work and everything, so, yeah. And it would be a really long stream, so, yeah.
Now's your moment, young wolf. Invite the enemy to meet their end.
Alright. So, I'd imagine this is the boss, because it's like, Val Morag, I guess, is our boss. Oh, it's that big guy. That big guy, I say, in a field of big guys. Alright, well this guy just got a shield, so we gotta find out. Oh, shield bearer, ha 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 ha. And this, yeah. I know shield bearer is the real term, I just... Come on, got him halfway now. Alright. So if he's carrying something on his back like this and he's a Cabal, shoot at that, because that is... Well, it's the helmet and the big thing on their back. That's like the weak spot. Although you will have to watch out, because if you shoot the big thing on its back, that's going to explode. So you got to get out of the blast zone for that. Whoa! Oh yeah, one of my favorite things. If you bump into something, it says killed by the architects. As in the, you know, the programmers of the game. I always thought that was clever. Yep. Come on. Alright, whoa. Supercharged, y'all know what that means. Woo! Finished him off with that. Well, that's satisfying. Now he's... Oh yeah, and the treasure chests all look different depending on like who you're fighting, which is kind of clever.
I don't know about you, but this
So
just
this
feels
is the
routine
Cabal
now.
treasure chest.
Who would have thought Cosmodrome sweeps and decoding engrams would bring the same level of excitement?
I wouldn't, though your lack of professionalism continues to amaze me.
And finally, you get taunts, which is cool. Alright. Oh. Okay, the mission ends soon, so... Also, yeah, you can look in your ghost. It's like your HUD thing. You got... Okay, so, with that being said, that's pretty much the end of the stream we got here, so, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try to stream as soon as I can in the future, but yeah, for now, that is the first episode of Destiny 2.